Next up, we have, believe it or not, an undergrad UC student here with a very impressive idea. And I'll let you take it away. Jason, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jason. I am a student at the University of Cincinnati, and I am the co-founder of Teravus. So at Teravus, we've seen firsthand the challenges and complexities with triage acuity and waiting room management for the emergency departments. A tragic example of this occurred when my co-founder was just 17 years old. Her father, Randy, went to the emergency room for a routine procedure of stitches on his thumb. Randy, who was a diabetic, was classified as a level 3 acuity patient. And after waiting for over 4 hours, his blood pressure began to drop, and he soon became unresponsive. Randy was later put in a week-long coma, all due to no waiting room management in the emergency room. Now, this tragic story is not unique, so what went wrong? We're all aware of some of the healthcare problems our system faces, especially in a post-pandemic world with the staffing shortages. A lack of available providers, such as healthcare professionals, increases the chances for errors in assigning triage. Hospitals are also seeing an increased patient volumes, which this leads to extended wait times. The lack of available providers and extended wait times has an increased potential for adverse events to occur. These level 3 acuity patients are what we are primarily focused on. When you go to the emergency room, you get triage on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 meaning you need life-saving intervention and you need to be sent back right away. Level 2, you also need to be sent back right away as you are in critical condition and time sensitive. And level 3, you're on that borderline. Are you stable enough to stay in the waiting room, or do you need to be sent back right away? And those 4s and 5s are typically stable enough to stay in the waiting room. These level 3 acuity patients are most at risk. They account for roughly 50 to 75% of the waiting room at any given time, and about 5 to 10% of them suffer from an adverse event every single year. These adverse events could include prolonged hospitalization, worsening conditions, increased legal costs, or anything that deteriorates their time at the hospital. So that's where we come in. We are creating a system that utilizes a hardware and software device that uses a physical biometric to monitor these level 3 acuity patients to assist with triage acuity and waiting room management. We want to save time, save money, and save lives. Our system looks like this. We have a triage algorithm software that can be accessed via online, on an app, or an emergency health record. So in Randy's case, after he was classified as a level 3 acuity patient, he would be put in a designated section of the waiting room. He would be hooked up to a physical monitoring device that continuously monitors his vitals, and also has an AI bot that checks in with him, provides updates on his patient experience, his waiting time, his symptoms, and alerts a provider for any worsening conditions or any potential for an adverse event. The market is vast and ever expanding as this continues to be such a hot topic. We are placed perfectly to take advantage of the growing healthcare spending from $3.8 trillion to $8.3 trillion by 2040. Our initial target customers are university hospitals as they are more susceptible for R&D and development for right now. We believe we can take a fair share of a $10.5 billion US patient monitoring devices market size. We are also very proud to have a very dedicated team behind Teravus. For myself, I'm studying biomedical engineering with a minor in biomedical computing electronics. I bring more of a technical foundation to the team. Miranda brings a background of over 10 years as a paramedic, and she worked in the emergency department herself. So she has seen firsthand the problems these healthcare providers face on a day-to-day basis. To continue the growth of Teravus, we would love to have an EIR on our team to establish these hospital connections, to use the resources and networks of this distribution channels. And also, we also realize the potential to get talent on our team to get a successful MVP. And with the help of product development support, we believe we can streamline, prototype, and also market as we are B2B to get our product more efficiently on the market. Thank you for your time and consideration. Teravus is very excited to help the healthcare technology industry, and we look forward to any connections and collaborations you may have. Thank you.
Thank Thank you, Jason. Any questions for Jason?
Yep.
So you envision basically designing a product to fill this need, is that right?
Yeah.
And is your sense that there's a gap in the market right now, that there's not a product that would already provide the biomedical data that you're looking for?
Right, we are providing a system, so the hardware already exists. Those are just off the shelves. But right now, there's no current system. When you go to the emergency room, you may wait 4 to 6 hours and no one checks in on you. And my co-founder has seen firsthand people having heart attacks in the waiting room all the time. And there's nothing that is currently on the market that does anything about that. Yep.
I'm an ER nurse, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Great.
Out of curiosity, how are you addressing, but where my mind went is they're in the waiting room because there's no room and there's no staff to bring them back.
Right.
By addressing the fact that you need to get them back immediately doesn't address the fact that in the ER there's no room, there's no staff.
Right, and we have actually validated that with a technique. I'm sure you're familiar with shuffling the deck. Essentially, you just take patients that may not need it. They might be in the bed in the waiting room. They may be in the bed in the hallway. Essentially, just shuffling to see what the priority is. And so, if there were an adverse to event, you kind of go through a shuffle deck, and that's already implemented that they're using right now.
All right. Okay, thank you, Jason,
Thank
very
you.
much.